So guys, welcome to the fourth take in-depth review of NBA 2K19 Mobile, specifically Android. Before we begin, please subscribe to the channel because it means a lot to us, and let's freaking go! So, gameplay-wise, 2K19 is a fluid basketball game for mobile devices compared to other basketball games available in the market, like NBA Live for instance. Movement seems legit, the game flows pretty well, and draining shots are satisfying. Breaking ankles, doing shot fakes, and just outsmarting your opponent can be very fun, as well as the animations, which are very good. But there are a couple of issues. Lots of issues, actually. First of all, it's damn hard for you to actually execute a play and even initiating one in the first place. I play with the Golden State Warriors and they barely play like them. Drag screens, pick and pop is impossible to initiate. There are few teams that has players that actually do off-ball movements that actually matter. And one of those is the all-time Bulls. Calling for a pass as a guard when you're cutting to the hoop in the paint is nearly impossible, although it's a very essential basketball play. Also, sometimes there are balance issues. Shots fall in too easily at times. For example, I once used Dennis Rodman and hit 4 out of 4 3-pointers in a game. 4 out of 4! Which you basketball fans know is impossible. Also, the worst sin of them all is the very apparent lack of in-game sound effects, especially in Android. There is no sound triggering when you dribble the ball, receive the ball, swishing a jumper or anything. It's very rare when it does happen and it's usually out of sync. I mean, what the fuck, 2K? Damn, this is a problem that has plagued the game for 2 years in Android. 2 freaking years! Not only are the sound effects absent, but the audience sound effect is also a low quality mess. Sometimes they don't even cheer when you hit a clutch shot with a minute remaining, which makes no sense. Even the commentary is shambolic. Sometimes they just stop commentating, and when they do commentate, they're out of sync, which is utterly stupid. Sometimes they also call out wrong player names, like the fuck. I once heard Lateral Sprewell being named as James Harden. James freaking Harden! There's also an audio of courtside interview with coaches that does not actually play the interview with the coach. Wait, what? It just stops after, I talked with Eric Spoelstra and he said, "Yep, just silence." It's honestly disgusting considering the price of $8 which you can spend on other great mobile gems. The continued changes between the control schemes from year to year is also weird. And this year's control is, although in my opinion pretty comfortable in terms of layout, it's usually unresponsive at times, and when milliseconds differentiate a brick or a made shot, it sure is one huge flaw. My career barely qualifies as a story, as it is dull, mind-numbingly shallow, and there's barely any plot, unless you call an anonymous deity narrating over your first 15 minutes of your game as plot. You're left with creating your own journey. Quote unquote. Stupid. You can go ahead and scratch character development, player interaction, cohesive story, interesting plots, antagonists, and all that as they're non-existent. Albeit that, playing my career is fun for me, as you can customize your player through and through with customizable dunks, free throws, layups, and jump shot animations. And playing through as you progress in my career, acquiring new badges, skills to add to your game is very fun. But it's pay to win, which I will elaborate later on. Zero effort here, guys, in terms of story. It's damn disappointing. Story mode is one of 2K's most advertised new mode coming into 2K19, and it's very fun. It allows you to replay multiple historic moments in NBA history, from reliving the 91 to 93 Bulls dynasty, 2008 Celtics, the Twin Towers Spurs, and many more. The roster in this game mode is also accurate to the real-life counterpart, which adds more immersion to the game. In this mode, there are objectives for you to complete and you can earn stars. You can use these stars to unlock respective players from each dynasty you choose. For example, B.J. Armstrong from the Bulls and Tony Parker from the Spurs, Larry Bird from the Celtics, and many more. And when you unlock a total of 5 players, you can unlock the challenge mode. Overall, this is a very good addition from NBA 2K and I approve of this. Blacktop is a very interesting way to be able to match up players from different era and put them together to see how they will fare with each other. Surprisingly, this is the mode where I spend most of my time playing. It allows you to choose from 1v1 up to a 5v5, and you can choose from your player, current NBA rosters, and NBA legends, and there are loads of NBA legends. And the graphics in this mode receives a huge boost compared to normal gameplay. Ankle breaking your opponent is very satisfying in this mode, as well as going for fancy layups and shot fakes. However, the excitement ends there when you find out legends such as Shaq, Magic Johnson, and Michael Jordan are locked. They require you to play My Career and pay for your connection with them to unlock them. And it can be a very hefty price once your agent has a high level. Unlocking Jordan can take quite some time, and this is a prime example of 2K's greeds. The locked legends are quite a lot, to be honest, such as MJ, Magic, Shaq, Iverson, Bird, and more. Not only that, but one of the worst bugs in this mode is the constant mismatch that your players have. For example, playing as John Stockton and Karl Malone versus Curry and KD. John Stockton will always be guarded by KD and Malone by Curry, which is daft. As soon as the enemy center receives the ball, they will just overpower your tiny guard, and vice versa. And this is a problem that is most common in the Android version. This preposterous mispositioning can be even more infuriating when you play Blacktop 5v5 when your D Rose and Curry are waiting in the post while your KD is bringing the ball up the floor like a PG. I know KD does that, but I mean power forwards in general. This seriously breaks the immersion from the supposedly battle of the eras that was clearly intended in this mode. The huge and controversial addition to NBA 2K19 Mobile is the new ability to play with friends. And in Android, it's especially misleading. For around more than 2 months, we didn't receive multiplayer here in Android. Well, clearly in the Google Play Store, they say that we can play with our friends. This is dumb and deceptive. Don't write that you have a multiplayer when you haven't even added that mode. And this has led to some angry reviews, including myself. Anyways, since multiplayer is out, and is it any good? Nope, it's not. The settings between Quick Play and Blacktop is very good, as well as the ability to end the game by, of your choice, minutes or scores. The pre-game settings is very good, but once you dive into the game, damn, it's laggy as hell. You can sure as hell quote-unquote blame the internet, but nah. The source of the internet is less than 1 meter from me and my friend. This lag and delay cause us to mistime all of our jumpers, and it's especially frustrating when you use players with quick release like Steph Curry. This also means that driving into the hoop becomes OP, since it's hard to guard a player when you're that laggy. Use John Wall and Westbrook, and it's like an auto win when you drive. Another huge potential wasted, although I hope a new patch can fix up this mode. And as usual for mobile games, pay to win is now basically a norm, and complaining is useless. But nevertheless, I'm gonna keep ranting on. The virtual currency, VC, can be used to buy attributes, equipments, such as shoes or shooting sleeves that boosts your stats. And also, you can unlock connections that unlocks players such as Shaquille O'Neal and Magic Johnson, as well as several layup animations, free throw animations. You can literally be the GOAT in no time when you play with money. Not to mention, my career is shallow as fuck, but one of the worst offense is the ability to be traded to other teams as a player. When you're an MVP player that averages 63 points per game like me, you still need to pay VC to be able to get traded to a team of your choice. This is fucked up. I'm the fucking GOAT. How can you, as the GOAT, require VC to be able to move teams? Jeez, God. Also, my career is pay to win, because you can literally max out your players' attributes in your first game with VC. The bugs that I've previously highlighted is dumb. Basic sound effects that are either missing or not synchronized, commentary that stops in the middle of an interview, the game quitting for no reason after a highlight play, no absolute reason, OP animations that occur for no reason, for example, such as me walking into a player and my player suddenly fumbles and steps out of bounds for no reason, idiotic blacktop mismatches, and laggy multiplayer. The menu in itself is also super unresponsive and laggy, which is dumb, since I used a phone of my friend with high spec and the same thing still occurs for both Android and iOS. Trust me, you're bound to meet all these issues as an Android player. For my final rating, I'll give this game a 7 out of 10. The idiotic treatment of Android users needs to stop. This franchise still is and will continue to be the best basketball game in the mobile market. But stop giving preferential treatment, or don't even bother asking us to repay $8 every year for zero improvements. With that, please subscribe and peace.